Mourning wearing the number 33, jumping against Shays, and the tap goes to the Suns, who lead right away for Marley. And
defense that the Charlotte Hornets are talking about playing. Help defense, swarming, being all over the opposing player. But an inside player, but he's a better all-round player, trying to post Barkley right now.
For Mourning, and Alonzo Mourning with his first basket of the day.
Larry Johnson has become a better passer down on the post. And you take a look at what Larry Johnson did the last time. Waited, let the defense make a mistake, bang, hits Hersey Hawkins right at the basket. That's what you want. You want the guy with the ball down on the post to be able to be a feeder as well as a scorer. This time, 1-2. Larry Johnson right over Charles Barkley.
This matchup that we'll see all afternoon.
Again, Larry Johnson down on the post. They start this way. Barkley wants to make him a jump shooter, does that. But Larry Johnson is now a better jump shooter and delivers it good.
Muggsy at 5'3", and Barkley stripped of the ball by Larry Johnson. Johnson with the lead from Mourning. Mourning can't deliver. Johnson out of bounds. Yeah, here comes Muggsy pushing it back. Larry Johnson.
In the past, you would have seen Larry Johnson try to put that ball on the floor, and they've got long distance out there, and Hawkins as well as Mike Ladner. KJ and Charles Barkley tried to dupe the defense on that one. He went the other way. Johnson sets up Alonzo Mourning. On the screen. Now, you watch Barkley go up and try to get the ball, but the pass is not quite there so he can control it. And Larry Johnson showing ball handling ability right down the middle, and Alonzo over the top.
No question about it. I know that the surgery will be successful because the doctors are very good, and I just have to go in every day and work hard on rehab and get better.
Okay, we wish you all the best on Tuesday, Danny.
Since then, the Suns just 5-3, and that's serious stuff to consider.
Well, it is serious stuff to consider because he was a multi-purpose player for them on the front line.
Barkley, the first by a Sun other than Wesley Person and Kevin Johnson.
But they wanted to try to get some inside going for Charles Barkley. Barkley complaint, foul, where is it afterwards? But the playmaker on the floor since Vokes has left the game has been Larry Johnson. He missed that one, and showing that he is relentless inside. Mourning ripped it away, threw it down.
And Robert Parrish has now come on for Alonzo Mourning. Del Curry also on the floor for Charlotte. Barkley with the fadeaway, and Parrish with the rebound.
Fouls on him, going to try to put some pressure on him and get the fourth if they can. Barkley.
Charles Barkley with only his third and fourth points of the day. Barkley over traffic.
And now the Suns are not letting Larry Johnson dominate things down on the block.
Johnson losing the handle on the ball.
Notice that they triple team Larry Johnson, and he's not been able to get going. Nice up and under, but couldn't finish.
Stole the ball back and can't get it to fall. Barkley with the rebound and draws the foul. And would like to get a little continuation. It's not going to work.
Frustration for Alonzo Mourning. It doesn't get any better than that, than to get up and under and be right at point-blank range. Larry Johnson not able to finish, misses this time, and then it's Alonzo Mourning pulling the arm down. Very good start.
Almost got the basket after the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Look at Ainge. Now, this is aggressive defense, and this is the way the Suns play. After they get after people, no answer for that. Back injury, he's still working his way back, and he's young enough to get back to that explosive player. Barkley, again, draws the foul.
What a pass from Kevin Johnson.
Good offensive players take advantage of what the defense gives them. Barkley gambled. Larry Johnson, he won a slam dunk contest when he was younger. Throws that one down. Now watch Barkley. Up again. Alonzo Mourning trying to get out of the way. Picks up the foul. He's going to have to get out of the ball game. Robert Parrish comes back in.
3 on Mourning. First half.
They wanted to get the ball to Del Curry. They didn't have a chance, so they're coming back to Johnson. Beauty.
Charles
Tap and they get him the ball.
Michael Adams, three-pointer rims and comes out. Barkley going to run out of time. Charles Barkley keeps on going, but Larry Johnson gives the Charlotte Hornets some spark at the end of the first half.
When we talk about Larry Johnson, we talk about his ability to play outside and showing that he can put it on the floor. He just blows by Charles Barkley and all of the Phoenix Suns for an easy scoring opportunity. Another look at the same play, and you can see no help. And when teams talk about being able to beat the Phoenix Suns, it's because they don't have a shot blocker inside. Barkley tried to finish.
8 points for Larry Johnson in the first half. The Suns lead it by 4. We'll get back to New York in a moment. This is the NBA on NBC.
So they're a confident team out on the road. Big rebound, Larry Johnson.
Goes up strong, doesn't fall. Barkley rebounds.
Doesn't do it the same way he did before he injured his back.
In the paint. Johnson. And fouled by Barkley, and Larry Johnson will go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
You know, Barkley always likes to do these things of getting even. This time it cost him, as Barkley gave him a little push, but it was because the big hips cleared him out, and Barkley took exception, and we just rode him down, so it's a chance for a three-point play. Doesn't get it.
Dana, who is in labor, they expect their third child, Larry Johnson. 12 for Larry Johnson.
Shays for his first two. They're going to Larry Johnson. He's wearing Charles Barkley out right now.
5-point Phoenix lead. Barkley, 3. Around and out. And here comes Muggsy. Range today for Dan Marley. Larry Johnson at the other end doesn't fall. Tapped over to Hersey Hawkins. Hard-working Larry Johnson finally gets the 2. And a timeout, Phoenix Suns. And a technical foul on Larry Johnson.
A technical foul is on the Suns for number 2, Larry Johnson.
Now they're trying to keep Larry Johnson in the game, so they're trying to separate him and the officials. Morning gets between Willard and Larry Johnson, his teammates, to get in between Johnson and the rest of the officials. Larry Johnson felt he got fouled, continues to talk, but he came back in after missing what should have been a sure 2 in the first chance. He thought he was fouled right there. Now, see, there it is.
Shoot the technical free throw.
Third, here's Charles Barkley earlier today on LJ.
I try to force him out to shoot jumpers. I don't think he has the confidence, that unstoppability he had in the past, where he could just explode and make things happen. I think right now he's just trying to get his confidence back, and if you allow him to, he will float out on the floor more and stop posting up as much. I've always thought he was terrific because of his explosiveness. I think what happens is once he struggled with his back, he's not as dominant inside anymore, because when you're 6'4", like he is and I am, you have to have that explosiveness around the basket, or you can't finish as well. And I think he's lost that a little bit.
The staff this year. And his specialty is defense. I'm sure he's wondering just what's going on here. Larry Johnson again, including 0 for 6 from behind the three-point line. Larry Johnson with a 3.
Philosophy, then he's got to come up with something that's going to help Muggsy Bogues out. Good steal.
Fouled by Danny Shays. That's number 3 on Shays. For the third. Barkley with the follow.
Charles Barkley from Asia.
This is a guy that teams have left open. Over the years, they've said it.
6 points on the day from Muggsy, 66-63. Barkley again.
Charles Barkley from Asia.
Barkley with the steal.
Feet, he's going to hurt you. He was ready to shoot that ball that time.
His first point since the first quarter. Barkley comes right back on the baseline.
Charles Barkley is that once he gets the perimeter game going, then he's going to be effective inside. They give him all day. And when he sets his feet, he's an excellent perimeter player. Now watch Larry Johnson spin off of him right inside for two. They stretch teams out. You have to play at their pace. And there are some teams that play slow control basketball that can't take the pace from either one of these. His perimeter shot as well. Looking for the double team. It doesn't come.
That one out of bounds to Phoenix. There's Person's first miss of the afternoon. Green. Barkley fouled and he'll go to the line. The rebound.
That's what happens when you don't hold. You get the opponent coming back and scoring. So Barkley gets a layup. Offensive quarter for them, 32 points.
Barkley hits the side of the backboard. Gabe Burrell is shoved.
Should have been a foul there, and they end up getting Dan Marley a shot, and now they get the foul against Larry Johnson. He's saying, look, no way am I that bad. And looking for that, he hit me on my elbow.
Hit the back rim. Johnson has it, and the lob for Mourning, who is fouled by Danny Ainge.
Phoenix Suns have gotten a big contribution from three guys. Perry, Person, Kevin Johnson. Four offensive players above the top of the circle. Another three for that guy.
With 3:45 to play.
They're thinking about a quick three.
Del Curry.
And they got, with Barkley stiff, Larry Johnson should make him see if he can make a shot. Barkley's holding the ball, make him shoot the jumper.
In the Central Division. Charles, with a look at the shot clock, now makes his move. Draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Over there were a couple of fouls there. They didn't call anything, and the Charlotte Hornets and Bogues will dribble it out.